Oh boy. And now I'm not entirely sure when they muted the microphone last, but anyway. Yeah, I think I will go back into the game so I can show the ending directly, because... no, that's not the one I want. I want the actual game window. Because of all the cutscenes in the Thief games, I think this is one of the better ones. So, here we go. It's not like I actually have to beat the mission anyway, as we all know. All I have to do is go into it and win instantly. Look at all the objectives we completed. So it's time for the master plan to come into effect. Killing all the plants, because why not?
Stood the master builder upon the ground, and he saw that the ground was good and clean. No grasses marred his path, nay, not a wisp of vilest weed did spoil his view. Let thy furnace be fueled, fuel us. Let thy buildings be sound, fuel us. Let thy foes be vanquished, and all thine endeavors be a blessing unto thee.
Also, I'm not sure if I ever mentioned this during the game, but this guy, same voice actor as Garrett. Oh boy. There you go. That's what happens when you try to create a cataclysmic chain reaction of destruction. Get it turned around on yourself.
All this? It was written?
All?
Victoria's death? And Karis? Was it written in your books?
All is as it was written.
And there's more.
Yes.
Tell me.
And the end. They didn't even show the credits normally, they just put you onto the title screen, but I guess we could look at them. I don't remember if they have a song in this. I think they're supposed to, though. Let me see if I can find that. I think I do have some Thief stuff in my music, my music thing. But anyway, that was Thief 2. Well, you missed the ending. But, you know what, we can play it again, fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. While I try to find the credits song, which apparently does not show up in the actual game for some reason, I guess, because this was from the first game. According to some sources, apparently only the German version of this has a credit song for some reason. Oh, here we go again. Apparently this is a common mechanist hammerite thing to have hand switches.
That the ground was good and clean. No grasses marred his path, nay, not a wisp of vilest weed did spoil his view. Let thy furnace be fueled. Fuelless. Let thy buildings be sound. Fuelless. Let thy foes be vanquished. Fuelless. And all thine endeavors be a blessing unto thee.
And in case you missed it, both that guy and Garrett were voiced by the same guy, Stephen Russell, who did not return for the 2014 Thief, if I remember. It was something people were slightly irked about.
All this? It was written?
All?
Victoria's death? And Karis? Was it written in your books?
All is as it was written.
And there's more.
Yes.
Tell me.
And he kinda does in Thief 3, but debatably so. And even more so considering how that game ends, but who knows if we'll ever get to know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play that one for stream, because it has some weird issues considering us loading and saving, but I think it's the song I want. What's the other one? Well, which one of these is for the first game, and which one's for the second one? Oh well, there we go. Apparently this one is 3 minutes and the other one's 2.5, so I'll just keep this one playing. But yeah, that was the game. And you know, a lot of people do say that it's the best one in the series. And if you played all of them, you can see why. Because it does, for the most part, focus on the elements that people find to be the most objectively enjoyable ones of the series, I guess. I don't think enjoyable is the word I'm looking for, though. Meritorious? Something more like it, I don't know, but... well, it does present things in a way that helps show those things off, I mean. And it does have an interesting storyline if you can follow it. It's really not that complicated, but it can be a bit difficult to follow if only for the fact that you have to really be paying attention to all the stuff going on in this world to really be aware of everything that's going on. And it kind of strays from some stuff that people find a bit lacking in the first game, namely the final levels, which were more about survival and action, I guess, and fighting games and fighting monsters rather, than the stealthing that characterized most of the rest of the game. And, well, you know, Thief 1 and 2 are presented pretty much in the same way. But then along came Thief 3, which isn't actually called Thief 3, it was called Deadly Shadows. It was actually developed by different people, I think. Thief 1 and 2 were developed using the Dark Engine by Looking Glass, who were also famous for using the Dark Engine for System Shock 2, or at least an engine similar to that one. You know, if you played System Shock 2, you might notice some similarities with the way the enemies move in that game and in the Thief games, or at least the humanoid enemies. Among other things, but hey. But the Deadly Shadows was developed by different people. I think they were called Iron Storm or something. And the thing about that game is that it does change a lot of the mechanics of the first two games. The big thing, I guess, is that there's an open world kind of mechanic. You can explore the city in between missions, and you kind of have to sometimes, since you don't actually get the loot or the loot money immediately after finishing a mission. You have to go to a fence, go find a fence and sell off your stuff. And this actually brought on a few complications involving a certain plot item, because one of the things you stole, you needed to re-steal in the last level and use that as a plot item. But if you held onto it the first time, it doesn't show up for you to steal in the last level, but that also means that you can sell it off by accident and make the game unwinnable. But beyond that, I mean, it is a different engine. Some of the mechanics are different. I think the guard AI is a little bit better in that one. You actually notice when, like, someone who should be patrolling a certain area is missing, or when something disappears, or when the light goes out. Actually focus on that instead of just complaining about the noise. But the, I don't know, I guess you could say the 3D model mechanics are a bit weird. You can... the 3D models are a lot more detailed than in Thief 1 and 2, for instance. It would be like comparing, I don't know, like if the characters in Thief 1 and 2 look like Sims 1 characters, the characters in Deadly Shadows look like, I don't know, Mafia 2 characters. Not that detailed, but leaning more on that side. And now they have ragdoll mechanics like in Dishonored. And if you've ever played around with the ragdoll mechanics of unconscious bodies in Dishonored, you might already know where this is going. But yeah, best not to mess around with that. The plot is... well, it's more or less in line with the other Thief games, but doesn't really do anything that is that inherently interesting, or doesn't make that great use of subtlety like the other Thief games do. And the missions, well, you do have the kind of open world type gameplay in between the missions, but there's only 9 story required missions. There aren't any side missions or anything, but you can just go and do like optional tasks when you're in the overworld. The hub world, more like. And you're still sneaking around the whole time, because while on the streets normal people will not care about Garrett, the City Watch will, so you gotta watch out for that. And one mechanic I remember is that while in the Thief 1 and 2 games, you pretty much get thrown immediately into the levels with the stuff that you need. You have the maps, even though they're kind of useless in the first game. For some of the later levels in Thief Deadly Shadows, you need to go and find the map of the place that you're going to before you actually go there. Which can be kind of interesting sometimes. There is one level though from Deadly Shadows. There is one level from Deadly Shadows that's widely remembered for reasons. Oh god, what? There we go. And that level is called the Cradle. I don't know, I thought it was kind of underwhelming when I played it, but it's famous because it's spooky. Because, you know, being chased by zombies and hordes of skeletons with hammers in the first game wasn't nerve-wracking enough. But it's a more, I guess it is a bit of a more subtle spooky, I guess. No, I might do Thief Deadly Shadows for the stream at one point, but if it's anywhere within the foreseeable future, I expect it'll be a long play rather than me actually playing it, because I think my computer could handle it, but it wouldn't look very well, and also there's a kind of saving loading glitch that the game has had for me every time I played it, which is every time you try to load a game, it has to like refocus outside the window for several seconds and then go into the loading screen and then refocus outside for another 2 seconds and then go back into the game. That doesn't seem like it's supposed to happen, but it always happens for me. But anyway. Well, because I make the best decisions, even though I've already kept the stream going for like an hour and a half now. I might go right over to live stream, to the live stream segment. It would only be the one thing though. Slash stuff, that's what it was called. I had to clear my fucking Chrome cache recently because of weird glitch going on with the Windows Explorer. And clearing the cache fixed it and other stuff, but it also means that it apparently forgot a lot of the pages I constantly been visiting for the past several months. So you know what, since I make the best decisions, and you know, I should probably be resting more because of I'm trying to get off a cold and all that, but in all seriousness, I don't actually feel sleepy at all right now. I don't know what happened, what the matter is with my brain, but I went to bed yesterday at like 4 AM and I woke up today at like 3 PM, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to fall asleep willingly anytime in the next few hours, so I will actually stop the stream here and then immediately start it over at livestream. So let me see if I can get the link. There we go. And to be fair, what I'm going to show is going to be like the beginning of, or a continuation rather, but almost toward the end of a certain thing that I've been doing for a while. And that I want to see through to the end. I'm going to stop the stream now and restart it over at live stream.